Well, here we are right back again. This is 5 Minutes With, and as you know, I'm your host, Jamar Suber. Man, today I have 5 Minutes with Scott Schneider, Chief of Duval County Public Schools. An amazing, man, outstanding man. I can't say anymore. Let's go ahead with this interview. Welcome to the show, Scott.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate being here.
Yeah. Man, you know, it's been a pleasure to talk just for the few minutes we had prior to the show. Something that you mentioned, it really piqued my interest. Right now, in this moment, you have the highest graduation rate of all Duval County history?
Yes, sir. So I'm excited to celebrate that it's a K-12 celebration, from when our students get into Duval County and what they've been able to accomplish. And so, yes, we are over 87%, which is the highest graduation rate that we've ever had in Duval County Public Schools without waivers. And then, of course, during the pandemic, they had waivers for students because of the way they were being educated. But even then, we had the highest, obviously, graduation rate during that time without waivers as well. So I'm excited to say that and celebrate it. And the biggest piece to that is all of our subgroups, with the exception of one, which is our ELL population, actually outperformed the state graduation rate. So we're excited to celebrate that here in Duval County.
Scott, that's amazing. I mean, we hear so many bad things about Duval and the city and all this. This is something to say hooray about.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We talk about that all the time. We talk about how, what literacy looks like in third grade, but the ultimate goal is actually when they graduate, they still have to pass all the state criteria, and our teachers are doing that. We are taking the best that our parents have to give us, and we're making sure that their potential is fully, exemplified, basically, to be able to have them do anything they wish post-secondary in their life.
So from an educator perspective, what do you think some of the shift and changes you made to increase the graduation rate?
So I think that at the end of the day, we make sure that we're paying attention to every single individual student. So we have a process called the 4-step process. And what we do is we try to look at children through the lens of building relationships with them. So who they are as a child, who they are as a learner, but also what all the different data says. Because, we know we can test our students to death, but what we do with the data is what matters most. And so building relationships, knowing how our children learn, and making sure that our teachers are pulling them together in small group, and they go above and beyond every single day to overcome any outside obstacles before they come into our classrooms, and then be able to get them to learn at their full potential.
Absolutely. One of the things that I really love just about your journey is that you're a Duval County School alumni. I mean, you're from here.
Yes, sir.
You're invested here. So I can definitely understand where that passion would come from.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody, we talk about, when you get into this business, you have to know your why. And my why is that I do believe that education is a great equalizer. But this is also personal to me. Jacksonville's home, and my children are here. My children are continuing to grow up here. They're in school now. And I want them to experience the best education possible, but not just for them, but for their friends and everyone else that is in our school system.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so talk to us about this initiative that you've implemented. And I'm sure that has definitely contributed to some of this success, the LEAD initiative.
So LEAD initiative is learning through earned autonomy based on data. That's what it stands for. And so what this initiative is that we truly believe that in order to get our professionals to go from good to great is for them to learn from one another. So through the LEAD initiative, we put our principals together in a room, and they share their thoughts based around their school improvement plan, what's the priorities are for their school, and they talk about the strategies they're going to use and how they're going to help move the dial, help move their children in the right direction. But what that allows them to do is having all their peers to hear, from a whole entire room of professionals that are doing this day in and day out, literally the best leaders possible to learn from are their peers, and to hear what they're doing in their buildings. And then once they learn what they're doing in their buildings, they actually get a chance to go walk each other's buildings to see what their plan looks like in action, and then to take that back and put that in their own buildings that they see that is beneficial to them. So, and it's without the district being involved. We try to stay away from, us micromanaging. Actually, what it is it's a support first, evaluate second mentality. We support our principals to do what they know they need to do and what they feel is best for their children.
Man, that's amazing.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. So how effective have you seen since post LEAD initiative to now? What are the changes you've seen?
So I think, the biggest change that I see is that our principals are actually excited to actually come to meetings and realize that the meetings are not district driven, they're employee driven, they're principal driven. And the strategies that they're coming up with they're thinking outside the box now. And they're realizing that they can actually learn from one another rather than only compete with one another. Competition's a great motivator, but learning from one another to push not only each other to a different level, but our entire school district. We just realized our highest percentage of points ever in the state accountability system. And out of the big 7 in the state of Florida, we actually outperformed Broward County and Hillsborough County. And so we had 65% of those points. It's the highest we've ever accomplished in Duval County, and that is because of our amazing leaders and our amazing faculty and staff in the schools.
Man, that's outstanding, Scott. I definitely appreciate the time you've taken with us today. As we go ahead and wrap up, is there anything you want to leave the viewers with?
I just want to leave the viewers with knowing that as a school district, we truly believe that we are one choice, one district, and if we can all work together, we will have one stronger Jacksonville. And we're doing what we can every day to make that happen.
Man, that's amazing. Thanks again, Scott.
Yes, sir.
Well, you heard it right here. One choice, one district makes a stronger Jacksonville. I'm your host, Jamar Suber, and you've just joined 5 Minutes With.